Alright, welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode number 147. We're here reviewing episodes 11 through 14. Now, these four episodes do have a subplot in here. Yes. Starting episode 11, it's like these episodes are the build-up to the debut of a new suit. We're going to see in episode 16, mind you. I'll discuss that next time, but that's kind of in the way basically the B plot of this thing. That's how these four episodes are connected, and by the end of episode 14, we actually kind of starting to see exactly what this new suit looks like. And it's a Kamen Rider suit, but I will not reveal what the name of the suit is until the next review. We actually see its transformation device, which is really cool. We see it in episode 12, believe it or not. Yeah, I think it was 12, I think it was. Let me take a look here about that. Actually, it was 14. Yeah, 14. So, there is a movie that aired between episodes 1 and 13. I will discuss that tomorrow. The only reason I decided to do episode 13 and 14 because it was getting kind of late, and I figured, why not do a couple more. Now, in the case of the first two episodes, aside from the whole B plot involving debut of a new suit, a Kamen Rider suit, but in the case of 11 and 12, this simply put is this. An old friend of Eddie's coming to town, wants to be famous, so they make these monsters. Which is basically like a moth. Oh, it's a butterfly. Yes. Not the first butterfly monster in Kamen Rider. In the case of snow monsters, it's been a while, but last time I had one of these was actually in Kamen Rider Kiva. And the whole thing is we desire, so he basically takes abilities, and then of course basically we see, the Greens finding out about Hina's strength by Uva basically chasing her. She throwing basically something that's really heavy at him. He just slices it up. It's probably the first time he notices the fact that one of the Greens noticed the fact that the girl that hangs out with Edgy has super strength. Well, that's a pretty neat thing in this one. But it's the first time a friend of Edgy's basically, and of course mentioned with the Civil War prosecution story. And then apparently at the end of it, he decides to go on a little journey, like a bike riding journey, to basically make up for, basically starting from scratch. He thinks of it as a fraud throughout this two-parter. But really good. Thoroughly enjoyable this one. The second one is basically about a doctor, where she's a skilled surgeon, but for some reason, it's never explained until part 2 about this, where she's about to go on surgery, and then another doctor just brushes by her and takes over her surgery. Yeah, and there's a reason why for this, because it's viewed in part 2. Her father, who's actually director of the hospital, reveals the reason why. There's actually 2 reasons. Her pride and the fact she doesn't have empathy for her patients. That was mostly the reason for it. She's not told this until, basically. Now, we also have this brief thing where Edgy gets to know about Edgy's antics. Yeah, so he briefly leaves, basically, the body he's using, and eventually he's going to get back. And Sally put also in this too, first, I think it was in the previous episode, they lost 2 of the 3 medals they took from Mikaze, the female one, which of course Gemmel got from Edgy, and she was very happy to receive them. She was shocked the fact that he got these back for her. And the way she treats him, he's like basically her pet. Yes. And she awarded him basically by creating this So, and the whole thing, and they also debut these things called, well, they've heard of the thing as pseudo yammies, which they do create apparently cells that break like completely. Sorry about that. Sorry about the yawning. It's kind of late. I just want to get this done. So, yeah, and while this is going, she apparently had another monster out there feeding off a guy who's basically creating fraud. Yeah. Oh, and the guy is arrested by a two-parter. And she created more piranhas. Yeah. More piranha. More piranha yummies. Mm-hmm. Probably the first one she's created in the wild. And this is actually the first one since the same Yami that's actually proved to be successful. Yeah, it's actually the first monster to come back. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I guess she figured out, hey, why don't you use this again? And she does. Yep. Still good stuff here. I really enjoy this. Mm-hmm. It's an excellent, like, these 4 episodes are really good. I especially love the fact that, unlike in the case of 4Z, where there wasn't much build up, it's like, oh, we have this brand new Kamen, we get a new Kamen basically show up here. This one, there's actually some build up with these. Now, this is not like another Kamen person. This is what basically what's referred to as a secondary raid. It's basically a supporting Kamen along to the main one. Agito was the first one to do this, and yes. So, yeah. So, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when we explore the whole concept of supporting writers. But I think mostly put with Phase 2, they decided this. I'm not sure exactly when they decided to have, well, where it's limited to like. I'm thinking maybe Decade. It was probably the first one, basically, where it just has like. Excuse me, where it has like possibly like 2 writers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no additional one for these ones, but one thing I forgot to mention when I started reviewing this one, O's is the second series under Heisei Phase 2. Yes, those who are thinking, why is the Heisei split into phases? The first phase is basically the first 10 years of the Heisei era, and the second one basically is the second half of the Heisei era. Well, mostly put basically the Heisei era for Kamen Sabakuga. Decade was when it ended the first 10 years of the Heisei era. Double started off the era. We'll be reading Double in the future over that. And this second one. And so far in just 14 episodes, basically, yeah, really good writing here, good story. And I love the build up to the secondary writer stuff. I thought was really cool. Now, who this writer will be, we'll find out next time. Because who he is, I was surprised the fact who this was. Okay? But I'll say tomorrow comes that one. But, in case you're curious, how many more episodes to go for the series, and how many more left overall before I take a break? Before I take a break, roughly 16 episodes plus 2 movies I'm going to go through. First we'll go through it tomorrow. Second, I may not go through that one until maybe Tuesday. And overall, at this point in time, there's exactly 34 left to go for the whole series. Yep, believe it or not, 34 episodes to go. So I'll get more as time goes on. About that, okay? So yeah, this took a few. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and join the like button. I will see you tomorrow with Kamen, the final episode of Season 3 for Freya, and Headhunt to Another World. Okay, thanks, see you. Bye.